Yo Gotti found you because, like you said, you were doing your lay mixes, your
Mm.
covers of already popular songs. So when you hit the gram with it,
So
was that your like idea? Somebody's gonna find me. I'm gonna get signed.
so actually I was in college for nursing. So I started off in college wanting to be a nurse, but that's when I started to post the videos and started to get love.
Things just got real messy between Angela Simmons and Yo Gotti's rumored side chick, and she is not holding back. Word on the street is that Gotti's alleged baby mama is none other than his own artist, Ila Samia. And guess what? Layla just dropped a wild video of her and Gotti getting real intimate. Like no shame kind of intimate. Angela, she's been spiraling over this whole situation. And Layla, she's straight up laughing in her face, taunting her like it's a game. Fans are shook at how disrespectful Layla is being, but even more shocked that Gotti hasn't said a single word about it. Let's not forget, this man spent years chasing Angela. Years. You'd think he'd treat her like gold after finally bagging her, right? But instead, he out here acting like he's still in the streets, not even trying to be loyal. Like, how do you go from begging for her attention to sneaking around with your own artist? And Layla's not just hinting at drama, she straight up claimed that Gotti is the father of her baby. That's right, she's making it loud and messy. If this turns out to be true, whew, the whole internet is about to explode. This drama just reached a whole new level, and trust, it's only getting started. So why is Layla suddenly popping off and allegedly spilling tea about her affair with Yo Gotti? That's the million-dollar question. Some folks think she's just chasing clout, trying to get her name buzzing before dropping a new single. Her music career hasn't exactly taken off and the streets are talking, saying this whole drama might be her sneaky promo for an upcoming track off a rumored project called War in the Streets. And she ain't playing subtle either. Layla's been throwing shade left and right, allegedly sending shots at Angela on social media, hinting that she snatched her man right from under her nose. The level of petty is off the charts, but here's where it gets real wild. Sources say Layla personally sent Angela pictures and videos of her and Gotti in bed together, like she really tried to destroy that relationship on purpose. Allegedly, the first time Angela got those receipts, all hell broke loose. She reportedly confronted Gotti and the whole situation turned physical. But what fans noticed next had everybody raising eyebrows. Angela seemed desperate to keep things from blowing up in public. Instead of airing it out, she tried to act like everything was cool, like she didn't just get hit with the most humiliating betrayal.
So what was your initial plan? Because I watched one of your interviews. You said Yo Gotti found you because, like you said, you were doing your lay mixes, your covers of already popular songs. So when you hit the gram with it, was that your like idea? Somebody's gonna find me. I'm gonna get signed.
So actually I was in college for nursing. So I started off in college wanting to be a nurse, but that's when I started to post the videos and started to get love. I feel like I was just doing what I love to do.
So let's rewind real quick to 2023, when Gospel of the City dropped a spicy bomb. Either Angela and Yo Gotti had split, or he was already out here creeping with someone else. They claimed he was spotted with a so-called nurse bae in Vegas, chilling at the Aria Hotel. And guess what? That nurse wasn't just a random, it was allegedly Ila Samia. Yup, plot twist. Turns out Layla actually studied to be a registered nurse before she got signed to Gotti's label. So the dots started connecting way too perfectly. And fans knew something shady was going down behind Angela's back. But despite all that drama, Angela still took him back. And what did Gotti do to win her over again? He dropped big money, like nearly $500,000 on her birthday celebration just to smooth things over. According to sources, Gotti went all out with ultra-luxe gifts, starting with a Himalaya Kelly Birkin bag made of crocodile leather, reportedly worth $300,000. And to top it off, a matching diamond-covered Himalaya watch that cost another $100,000 easy. An insider even said she was absolutely stunned when she opened the gifts. Apparently, Gotti prides himself on giving rare and unforgettable presents. And this was his way of saying, I'm sorry, let me buy your trust back. So after their first breakup and big birthday reunion, Gotti was out here telling Angela all the sweet lies, swearing up and down that he was done cheating, calling her his one and only. But guess what? That was cap. Because behind the scenes, he was still sneaking around with Layla like nothing changed, and it gets even wilder. Fans now believe Layla had her eyes on Gotti from the very beginning. Like, this wasn't just some casual affair, she was allegedly plotting this. In one interview, Layla straight up admitted that she had manifested being with Gotti before they ever even met. Yeah, she said it with her chest. And here's where the story takes a sharp left. Back in 2022, Layla became the first woman ever signed to Gotti's label, CMG. Just weeks later, Gotti surprised her with a brand new pink Lamborghini. Not a Benz, not a Range, a freaking Lambo. That had everybody talking, and not in a good way. Industry folks were side-eyeing the whole situation like, what kind of artist-label relationship is this? People know label bosses don't just hand out Lambos like candy. That's not normal, especially not for a new signee with no chart-topping hits. Let's keep it real. When it comes to record deals, most artists get the short end of the stick. Look at Beyoncé, for example. She signed Chloe and Halle to Parkwood Entertainment and reportedly gave them just $1 million for a 6-album deal. That's only $500,000 each for 6 whole albums. That kind of payout had folks shook, and it just shows how deep the industry greed really runs. So shout out to Gotti for not moving like one of those shady label bosses, but let's not act like buying Layla a whole pink Lambo wasn't raising eyebrows. That wasn't just generous, but it was suspiciously generous. That's when people really started connecting the dots and wondering if something personal was going on between them. And the clues didn't stop there. Fans noticed Gotti popping up in Layla's comments, showing love under her posts, and sliding off the grid around the same time she was posting certain stories. Oh, and don't forget the iced-out chain and a few other flashy gifts he gave her too. Gotti was clearly spoiling her on a level that screamed more than just business. So when those rumors started flying about Gotti getting a side chick pregnant, it wasn't hard for fans to put 2 and 2 together. Now, the word on the streets is that Layla is the mystery baby mama.
Are you big on manifestation?
Yeah.
I asked that because I watched the interview, one of your interviews too. You said you once DM'd Yo Gotti as one of the people you were like,
Yeah.
and that he eventually, opened it once he found your music. So speak on that, bro.
Mm-hmm. I actually DM him and I DM Jermaine Dupri. I'll
you
definitely manifest it. And praying.
Now here's where the tea really starts to overboil. On top of all the rumors about Layla and Gotti secretly being together, Layla just so happened to pop out pregnant right in the middle of all the drama. And the timing? Way too suspicious to ignore it, but wait, because it definitely gets messier. The internet is full of detectives, and Layla found that out the hard way. Fans were relentless, constantly pressing her to reveal who the baby daddy was. But guess what? She stayed quiet, refused to name names for months, and still hasn't confirmed anything publicly. So naturally, the rumors started flying, and what fans started piecing together, people began speculating that her baby daddy had to be either married or a well-known celebrity who was already in a relationship and couldn't claim her in public without blowing up his own life. And when you line it all up, Layla's silence, the suspicious timing, the flashy gifts, the Lambo, the hidden comments, the sneaky appearances, everything starts to point in one direction. Yo Gotti! Fans are convinced he's the father, and it would explain everything, especially Angela Simmons' emotional breakdown. Gotti cheating was bad enough, but cheating with someone Angela personally knows? That's not just disloyal, it's a straight-up slap in the face. What makes this whole situation even wilder is the fact that Yo Gotti spent years chasing after Angela Simmons like she was the last woman on earth. Let's not act like we forgot. He had been obsessed with her since way back, like this man was publicly shooting his shot all the way back in 2015. He wasn't low-key about it either. Gotti made his feelings loud and clear in his hit track, Down in the DM, where he boldly rapped, "And I just followed Angela Simmons. Boy, I got a crush on Angela Simmons." He didn't whisper it, he shouted it from the rooftops, and the fans, they were eating it up. People were like, dang, Gotti really went there. He was bold with it, letting the whole world know he was crushing hard. He even hit up the gram with it. No shame in his game. And the shout-out in that song had social media buzzing. Everyone was wondering if Angela would respond or maybe even entertain him just a little. Believe it or not, fans were actually rooting for it. They wanted to see if this public crush would turn into something real. It felt like a modern love story unfolding right in front of everyone's eyes. But Angela, she wasn't having it. She hit him with pure silence. No repost, no comment, not even a like. Left him completely on read. And just like that, folks started whispering. Maybe they were keeping things private, maybe there was something going on behind closed doors. Angela eventually came forward and shut the whole thing down cold. She said, yeah, she was flattered by Gotti's bold shout-out, but made it clear there was no romance, none, zip. And while Gotti might have been deep in his feelings, Angela wasn't catching none of that back then. Total curveball. But even with her denying it, fans weren't buying that just friends narrative, especially when whispers started about Angela and Gotti having private convos behind the scenes. Like, why the need for secret chats if it's all innocent? Things got real suspicious when Angela invited Gotti to the launch of her brand, FFG. And this wasn't no low-key invite. This man pulled up, cameras flashing, and the two of them looked way too cozy to just be friends. People instantly clocked the body language. It was giving way more than casual vibes. That's when social media lost it. The timelines lit up with theories, memes, and speculation. Fans were convinced this wasn't just a song lyric fantasy anymore. It was real life unfolding. After all that public crushing, then this red carpet moment, yeah, people were definitely connecting the dots. But once again, Angela had to step in and pump the brakes. Angela wasn't about to let the rumors run wild, so she addressed the situation head on. She made it crystal clear. Just because Gotti showed up at her brand launch didn't mean they were a thing. According to her, it was nothing more than a friendly gesture, a little public support, and that's it. No secret romance, no sneaky link, just mutual respect. But let's be real, not everybody was buying it. Fans were side-eyeing the whole thing, claiming that the chemistry in those photos was way too strong for it to just be support. People swore they saw something in the way they looked at each other, something that didn't quite match her calm explanation. Then Gotti jumped in to back up Angela's version of the story. In interviews, he admitted he was definitely pursuing her, sending flowers, thoughtful gifts, doing the most. But she wasn't into him like that. He said she was kind, respectful, but kept it strictly friendly. No romance, not even a maybe.
Super CMG!
Welcome to the family. That's how we do it. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family.
How would you do that?
Ain't no time to cry, man. We gotta get this money. Hey, look, ain't no time to be crying. We gotta get to the...
At first, folks actually felt bad for Gotti. It looked like he was putting his heart out there just to get curved in front of the world. But then, plot twist. Word started spreading that Gotti wasn't being totally real about his own situation. Turns out he wasn't the free and available man he made himself out to be in those interviews. So here's where everything flipped on its head. Gotti casually dropped a bomb in an interview mentioning that he gave one of his baby mamas $100,000 for Valentine's Day. Like, excuse me? He didn't flat out say they were still together, but come on, who drops 6 figures on an ex if they're really done? That's when folks stopped feeling bad for him. The sympathy, gone. Just like that. People started connecting the dots and realized maybe Angela had good reason to keep him at arm's length all along. If she knew he was still tangled up with his baby mama, even if it wasn't official, then her keeping her distance finally made sense. And honestly, that explanation felt way more real than the whole "she's just not into him" narrative. It wasn't about chemistry, it was about common sense. But then boom, Angela dropped a major plot twist. Out of nowhere, she announced that she was engaged. Like, she didn't just pop out with a man, she popped out with a fiance. The internet lost it. Nobody even knew she was dating someone seriously, let alone planning a whole wedding. Sis had kept everything so private, so under wraps, that when she revealed the engagement, it felt like it came out of thin air. And just when folks were still gasping over the surprise engagement, Angela hit him with another bomb. She was pregnant with her first child. Back-to-back bombshells had the whole internet frozen. The timeline was in shambles. People couldn't keep up. This wasn't just a twist, it was a whole plot flip. But let's keep it real for a second. You know, Yo Gotti had to be somewhere in the studio, lights off, phone on, do not disturb, probably crying into his mic while blasting a playlist titled "Heartbreak Kids" or something dramatic like that. I mean, he spent years chasing this woman, putting his heart out there for the world to see. And just like that, she came out the shadows with a fiance and a baby on the way. That had to sting. Gotti probably saw that post and wished he'd just kept his feelings private from the jump. And yes, he was definitely hurt. So much so that he poured his emotions into his music. In his track, "Save It For Me," he even referenced the heartbreak, rapping, "That's my number to Angela. I thought I had her man cuffed and married. It made me mad. I respect it. I'm moving on. But the truth is, I want to obey her. My baby mama was pissed. I ain't heard the last from her." Whoo! Gotti was in deep. Him being in his feelings like this, it's giving full-on Drake vibes, especially considering he was still openly dealing with his baby mama at the same time. The audacity is unreal. Like, sir, you out here dropping 100,000 Valentine's Day gifts for your baby mama, but mad that Angela didn't sit around waiting for you to get it together? Be serious. But honestly, Gotti didn't have too long to sulk, because the second Angela announced her engagement, fans did what fans do best. They went digging. And what they found about her new man? Whew, it was messy. Turns out Angela's fiance came with baggage. And we're not talking emotional baggage. We're talking a whole rap sheet, packed with some serious charges, including violent offenses. The internet went into full panic mode. Headlines were flying, comment sections exploded, and fans were stunned. People were like, how did someone like Angela, who's always been polished, faith-forward, and about her values, end up with a man who's got such a dark past? But Angela didn't flinch. She stood 10 toes down beside him. No excuses, no dodging. She straight up told the world that yes, he had a rough past, but he had changed, and she believed in his growth. She backed him publicly, saying he was on a better path now, and that was enough for her. Still, the drama didn't slow down. Soon after the engagement glow faded, cheating rumors about her fiancé started flying all over the internet. And of course, the internet brought receipts, screenshots, DMs, you name it. Folks were piecing together timelines and throwing serious accusations. But even then, Angela held her ground. She kept defending him, brushing off the noise, and doing everything she could to keep her relationship intact, no matter what the internet was saying. But as time went on, the cracks in Angela's love life started showing, and by 2017, she officially called it quits with her fiancé. That breakup had fans thinking, this is it. Like finally, after all those years of Gotti shooting his shot, staying consistent, putting his heart on display, surely now was his moment, right? Wrong. Angela hit him with the most polite thanks, but no thanks in history. She still wasn't checking for Gotti. No matter how long he waited or how hard he tried, she just wasn't looking his way. And to make it even messier,
yeah, he came to my event.
We saw he gave you some flowers.
Yeah, they were really nice.
So y'all not together in that?
No.
He shot his shot though.
He's a nice guy, and I'm flattered by everything. But
right after the breakup, Angela started getting linked to someone else, NBA baller Serge Ibaka. Yeah, she skipped right over Gotti again. But that situation moved so fast, if you blinked, you probably missed it. It fizzled out before it even got hot. Still, fans were like, okay now, for real, this gotta be Gotti's turn. But once again, nope. In 2020, Angela popped out yet again with a new man. This time, pro boxer Daniel Jacobs. At that point, it became painfully obvious. Angela's type seemed to be everybody except Yo Gotti. The man had been holding on for years, dropping lyrics, sending gifts, showing up just to keep getting curved. By now, the whole thing felt less like a love story and more like a full-blown, real-life romantic comedy, except Gotti was the one getting left on red at every twist and turn. It was giving underdog story gone wrong. Gotti had been crushing on Angela for over 5 years, longer than it takes to get a whole college degree. And fans, they were tired, like exhausted. People were joking that they wanted to leave the group chat because the chase was getting painful to watch. Eventually, though, it looked like Gotti finally got the memo. He started stepping back from the Angela saga and popped out with a new woman, Yaya Sandoval. For a second, it looked like Gotti was finally moving on and his Angela obsession was finally in the past. Yaya even confirmed it herself. She made a New Year's post on IG with Gotti, and when a nosy commenter slid in talking about, I thought he had a crush on Angela, Yaya clapped back real quick saying, not no more. But y'all's fans definitely overestimated that little romance because just 2 weeks into the new year, Gotti hit a U-turn and called it quits with Yaya, just like that, done. And here's where the universe started playing games. Around the same time, Angela quietly ended things with Daniel Jacobs. No big announcement, no drama, just low-key silence, and then boom. After 7 years of waiting, wishing, and getting curved, it finally happened. Angela gave Gotti a real chance. Fans couldn't believe it, but it was real. She even went public saying she was open to the idea of marriage. And just like that, the tables fully turned. Angela started gushing about Gotti like she was head over heels. In interviews, she was glowing, saying she was open to marriage and that Gotti made her feel genuinely happy. Her exact words, I mean, I love him, like I'm happy, I'm in a great relationship, so yeah, I'm happy. Like I'm cool. Like I learned in life, you just gotta go with the pace of where you at. Like I just don't think anything, you don't have to rush anything. When things are meant to happen, they happen. Ooh, she was in deep, y'all. She even called Gotti her inspiration, saying, oh, I just feel like he's one of my biggest inspirations. We just get each other. He's a hustler. I love watching him. He inspires me to do better, be better, and I'm really happy with him. I think he's a great person. But now it's giving major regret because after 7 years of dodging him, she finally gave him a shot, only to end up humiliated just 2 years in. Gotti allegedly got another woman pregnant while still with Angela, and if that wasn't bad enough, now she's got to deal with his baby mama clowning her from the sidelines. That's beyond messy. It's downright brutal. Imagine being taunted by the very woman your man cheated with. And all this after years of avoiding him, only to get caught in a storm the moment she said yes. So now the question is, what's next? Do y'all think Angela's finally gonna walk away from Gotti for good? or is she gonna stick beside him no matter how bad it gets? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like, subscribe, and share button, and don't forget to check out the next video, because this drama ain't over yet.